You know, and Bill has been storytelling the kind of back and forth of romanticism and reality. There's no question that there is a storied culture down here, what is called conch culture, and there's a resiliency and an individualism and a desire to stay, and that's all great. But in times like this, it can also be a liability, because life here, romanticism aside, is going to be really hard for a long time. Let's bring in Congressman Curbelo. And look, I know you understand this reality. And, you know, the job of government in times like this is to inform, to influence, and to inspire. And the third one of those is going to be very important, because people are going to get frustrated here, Congressman. They just are. This is going to be hard, and hard for a long time, long after this story is at the top of the headlines.
That's right, Chris, and we were down in the Florida Keys yesterday to assess the damage. Thankfully, the structural damage that I saw in Key West was not as bad as I had anticipated. But the true tragedy here is going to be the financial toll that this is going to take on so many people who work in the Florida Keys. A lot of them live paycheck to paycheck. People who own small businesses. Just today, Judith Silva of King Seafood in Marathon, one of my favorite stops, asked me, please, when can we get back? We need to rebuild our lives. We're afraid we're going to lose everything. Well, the truth is that local law enforcement is in no position right now to guarantee the safety or security of anyone in the lower and middle Keys. That's why they're only opening up to mile marker 73. So to those people who are worried, who are frustrated, I understand. But right now, the best thing you can do is remain calm and be patient, because going down or attempting to go down to the middle Keys or the lower Keys is simply not safe. There are down power lines. There's obviously no power anywhere, no cell phone service. So if something were to happen to you down there, you would be stranded. No one would be able to find you. No one would even know. That's why I'm supporting our local law enforcement, the sheriff's office, Roman Gastesi, the county manager in Monroe, and urging everyone to try to remain on the mainland, stay calm. We will get you down to your home, to your businesses as soon as possible, but it's still not safe.
Key West was a pleasant surprise, you know, obviously in a very qualified situation where it still got hit hard.
That's
but
right.
That's the big population center. That was the big concern, and it was better there than expected. However, as you go up the Keys, Marathon, as you mentioned, here, Big Pine, they got hit harder than expected. Cudjoe Key is where they had the actual eye wall of the storm come into closest contact, 120-mile-an-hour sustained winds. The stuff that we're seeing here, Congressman, we're with the first responders of Task Force 2. They're the first set of eyes for a lot of the coordinated resources, and the devastation here cannot be exaggerated.
That's right, and we weren't able to get on the ground there in the Marathon area, but the C-130 that we flew in did try to drop down about 2,000 feet, and we were able to see a lot of evidence of storm surge damage, boats on land. So that middle area of the Keys from Marathon to Cudjoe is going to need a lot of help to rebuild, because they don't only have to rebuild financially, they actually have to rebuild a lot of physical structures, which, as you have displayed this morning, Chris, has suffered quite a bit of damage. I already spoke to Kevin Brady. He's the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee this morning, and he has committed to allowing me to work on a tax relief package for South Florida, for other parts of the country also that have been impacted by storms like the Houston area. But that is going to be very important to helping these people rebuild their lives and really re-energizing and revitalizing the Florida Keys. I'll tell you briefly, one of the most striking things about yesterday, obviously I represent the Keys, I'm down there a lot. It is one of the most vibrant, lively places in the world, and to see it dark and quiet and almost like a ghost town down in Key West, that was tough